Good morning and greetings from Northumberland on a still morning. We commemorate today, which is what day is it? It's the 16th of July. Sorry, going off the page to look at the calendar. We commemorate today St Osmond, but before that, let's just go back to yesterday in St Swithin. I don't know about you, but it rained here a little bit, not very much, but for half an hour or so. So this is our first chance to test the St Swithin theory. Whatever weather you had yesterday, will you have it again today? I'm pretty sure that at some point in this week, the whole theory is going to get blown up. We'll see. Today, though, I want to talk about Osmond. Osmond, who died, excuse me, I've got to check the dates, who died in the year, can't find it, 1099. Now, all British people, and particularly English people, know the date 1066. William the Conqueror came over, burnt his boats, defeated the Saxons, and became King of England, and instituted a period of complete social and political upheaval in our country that was to last quite a long time. So, 1066, 1099, another good date, easy to remember, 33 years after the conquest, and the year, 18 months or so before the turn of the new century. And Osmond was both a politician and a churchman, a politician and a bishop. He became Chancellor of England, let me check the thing, in 1072, and later on, in 1087, he became the Bishop of Salisbury. We all know where Salisbury is, but at the time, the cathedral and the importance of Salisbury was a couple of miles up the road in a hill fort containing a castle and containing a cathedral called Old Sarum. And it was there that Osmond set up his headquarters. Now, quickly, very briefly, he still remained a politician. He was involved in the Domesday Book and all of that early Norman politics. And as most people, he was sometimes on one side and sometimes on another. Sometimes he argued with the church and the archbishop against the king, and at other times he argued against the archbishop alongside the king. So he was very involved in political life and the rough and tumble of political life. And that's worth remembering when we think about the role of the church now. Next, he reformed the church. He reformed the church in his diocese, and for the cathedral at Old Sarum, he set up a dean and canons, and their role was to administer the cathedral, to advise the bishop, and to be active in missionary work. And that pattern of dean and canons is something that finally spread through the whole of the church in England and beyond, actually. But it set up this pattern of advice, of counsel, and of missionary work, that cathedrals became the mother church. It was Osmond who talked about the cathedral as the mother church of the diocese and a centre of mission and a centre of teaching. And his work and diligence in setting that up meant it spread through the understanding of Christianity in the church in England. So it's very important. He did building work on the cathedral, though I don't think he can be a very good builder, because just a short time after he completed the work on the Old Sarum Cathedral, the roof fell in a thunderstorm. So maybe he was a better politician and a better church leader than he was a builder, though I don't suppose he did the work himself. So, we've got someone here who was important in the church and in the state, and who put his efforts and his imagination and his vigor into the reform of the church so it could better serve in a diocese and bring people to Christ. But I want to finish with a little sentence about him that struck me when I read it yesterday. He was a scholar and a good administrator, but was best loved for his lack of avarice and ambition, traits apparently not common in the new hierarchy of the church and the state. So he was very able, but he wasn't greedy and he didn't want power. I think that's worth saying. We often pray for servants of God in the church and for servants of the state, those in public service. And Osmond sets a pattern there, that we should do these things not for ourselves, but for the good of others. Not out of greed, not out of a lust for power, but we do what we do in order to serve. May God bless us as we serve today.